Pueblo fuerte despertar, oye bien, esto tiene que acabar. La corrupción se va a derrumbar, nuestra tierra no puede esperar. Mujeres, hombres en la calle, sin temor, con fuerza, dale. Juntos somos un gran detalle, juntos cambiamos este valle. Levántate, Puerto Rico, el cambio está en el aire. Ya no más políticos, hay que hacer un gran alarde. Gritos se oyen en San Juan, desde el norte hasta Ponce, con el corazón en la mano, no más corrupción responde. Bailaremos en las plazas, una nueva esperanza, el orgullo nos abraza, por fin la justicia avanza. Levántate, Puerto Rico, el cambio está en el aire. Ya no más políticos, hay que hacer un gran alarde. Y hacer un gran alarde. Oh, vela. Gritos se oyen en San Juan, desde el norte hasta Ponce, con el corazón en la mano, no más corrupción responde. Bailaremos en las plazas, una nueva esperanza, el orgullo nos abraza, por fin la justicia avanza. Levántate, Puerto Rico.
Well, hello there, everybody. My name is Alex Coquito, and welcome to Rican Reactions, aka Coquito Underground, but specifically a time-honored tradition that I didn't want to do. Shout out to Lisa Marie. We love you wherever you are. Shout out to Misfit Nation. I'll be on there on Thursday. I am joined by the heavens himself, who is none other than my beautiful girlfriend, Cara, or Cardala. How are you doing this evening?
Hello. I'm doing all right. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I wanted to have a United States representative and a Puerto Rican representative on this very special and very unique, which I thought I never was going to freaking do because it doesn't make any sense, but Rican versus comedy. Now, on Thursday on the Misfit Nation podcast, shout out to them, I'm going to be on their channel talking about Tony Hinchcliffe and the rally that came out of Madison Square Garden. It was sold out. I'm not going to refute that at all. But the actions by certain celebrities and comedians have shaken up some stuff. So, Miss Cardala, aka Cara, have you heard about the rally in Madison Square Garden?
I didn't have any knowledge of it prior to the skit going viral. So
Okay, I respect that. Everyone down in the comments watching us live, hit those likes, and we appreciate that. More people will find us. Also, leave your comments down below if you have seen the video, so we won't shock you. This will probably be a blind reaction for my co-host, and we're gonna start off with a certain character named Tony Hinchcliffe, comedian, Kill Tony podcast that he has. It's been widely known that he's always been a over-the-top comedian, really pushing the boundaries on homophobia and racism. All the ways. Yes, Cara?
I don't know who this guy is either.
Well, I do, because I've kind of seen him a couple times in a couple other places, and he's popped up. He's kind of like a Tosh 2.0, but in another time. And I'm pretty sure you've heard of Tosh 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And again, I will say
he was on Tosh 2.0.
No. He's like a version of Tosh 2.0. where Tosh
Okay.
2.0 was always like provocative and pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, I used to watch Tosh 2.0, so yeah, so I'm familiar with that
I did too. Then again, it kind of nosedive into madness. Thank you, Lisa Marie. Now, again, not hating on the comedian on his active work. He's kind of openly been, all these types of, comedians. However, in a rally a few days ago, actually a couple days ago, he said a certain 3 types of things. Now, before I continue, I want to give knowledge to everyone, and they have to know this. When a certain person comes up to a political rally, they have to be vetted by the representatives. Okay, you're gonna say all these things. Okay, you're gonna we got to check all the paper. We got to check everything that you're gonna say to make sure that it's not too out of line to get us in trouble, right? That's standard. Democrats and Republicans, same thing. Now, 2 jokes out of the jokes that he said in the rally were ad-lib. 2. Miss Cardala, let's play a little game here. I'm gonna show you 3 jokes. After the 3 jokes, you tell me which 2 were ad-lib. Okay?
All right.
Here we go. Joke number 1 from the top. Gotta find it right here. Here we go.
All right. Heck yeah. It's a cool black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
Okay.
That's joke number 1. Now, was it? Now I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you real quick, and everyone down in the audience that's watching us. Was it smart to say that at a rally? I'll ask you first, Cardala.
I mean, I don't know how to answer that question. Like, was it objectively a good choice? Like, not in my eyes, but it's more so like, here's the thing. Getting into my perspective, like,
Of course.
I'm in Philadelphia and I've been seeing, like, I feel like I see an average of like 1 Trump sign every time I leave my house, whether it's on a billboard or somebody's house, or I'm on, I'm on the train, and I'm seeing this in like inner city Philadelphia. So the conclusion that I'm making is that there are people of color, Black people included, that are supporting Donald Trump. And if they're doing so already, then I don't think, like, there's some people that might be offended, but I don't think that 1 watermelon joke is going to offend Black people that are already supporting Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So, no.
Okay.
That was a long-winded conclusion that circled back to your question.
I call that a boomerang conclusion, which is nothing wrong with that. Everyone down in the comments, what is your conclusion down below? Onyx, we were talking about 20 Hinchcliffe. We showed the first clip where he talked about carving a watermelon with another person. His words, not mine. Second clip of another joke. Here we go.
I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor.
Cardala, was that ad lib or not?
No, that was rehearsed. You could tell. The first one I think was the ad lib, only because like I think he was spoofing off of somebody he saw in the crowd.
Okay.
Nice to see you. Glad you're joining us tonight.
Of course. Thank you to Lisa Marie as well, an avid veteran member of the Misfit Nation podcast. Tell him I said hi. That part, I'm like, you had to put the whole like Latinos and making babies when in fact, if we go to white America, I mean not white America, if we go to America, I mean, and I'm not trying to be racist here, but I'm just looking at it from a like an outside perspective from Puerto Rican to USA, that the most people that have kids are African Americans and white people. Like the southern parts are like 6, 7, 8, 9 kids, and then their kids got kids, and they got like 6 or 7 cousins. Where most of the time they marry their cousins. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna make it a race thing of like, but people that have a bunch of kids, like, it's, yeah, I feel like in this, like, I think of the South, yes, but also like that doesn't, you know, there's lots of families out there that have like 8 kids. You know what I mean? So if that's the
We have a
stereotype,
question.
but
True. We have a question for both of us, by the way.
sure.
I think the question is it smart to have an insult comic perform at a rally?
No, that was incredibly stupid and inappropriate and unprofessional and just not the place, but that's who we're dealing with. So
Yes. Now,
yeah. The question is no, it's not. It was not smart.
Thank you, Lisa Marie. I was like crazy. I think it was not smart because if Miss Cardalla picked one ad lib, this joke most likely is the ad lib.
He also said that he was going to get Mexico.
It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there.
That was the clip. We got another comment before we can continue on. Here we go. You know what you're getting with Hinchcliffe. Yes. That's the thing that most people will understand. If you hire Hinchcliffe and any of his crew, they're gonna push the Tosh 2.0 like directive and narrative. And I call it the Tosh 2.0 because he did it first. Between the last 10 years, he's the only every other comic, except for the Mexican comic that got blackballed because he kept plagiarizing other people's stuff. I forgot what his name was. Something Garcia. Ryan Garcia. Something Garcia. But with this joke, and again, he's bringing up the fact that we do have a crisis here of having a lot of too many freaking landfills. And
before we get into that, like, let me just say,
thank you.
I didn't even. Huh? Oh, Carlos Mencia. Okay. Yeah. I didn't even see that very end of the video where like the crowd is booing and he reacts to that. Like, I didn't even see that part, so I didn't really take into consideration that like the second the joke landed, it was immediately like badly received, and it's continuing to be badly received. Like, I've been seeing like everybody's starting to talk about it. So, but yeah, let's get into like, why he made that joke. Go ahead.
Now, again, why you made that joke, and I gotta upload a video while we're doing this, while we're talking. The thing about this is that yes, he's talking about, and this is just like a very niche, and I mean very niche thing that's happening in Puerto Rico, where there's a lot of landfills, and then once those landfills get up to a certain point, and it gets either condemned, turned into something else, or in the instance of local news that happened in my town, they turn it into a condo complex. Not really a condo complex, kind of like really nice houses on top of a hill, which the hill is all garbage.
That's the biggest mistake he made, is like making a generalized insult about the entire island. Yes, it is factual to say that there are trash mountains in Puerto Rico, being that like there are mountains of trash that get filled up and eventually just like go back to the land and just become like a hill or a mountain or something, and you drive by and you don't even notice that it was at one point trash. So like, yeah, that's a conversation to have about the waste that we're producing and everything, but don't insult Puerto Rico. Like, Puerto Rico's a beautiful place. And
we'll talk about that. We will talk about that. Now, I have to give credit when credit's due. And again, the Misfit Nation podcast always taught me that if you're going to make fun of one, you have to make fun of the other. Sometimes they make fun of one and they don't make fun of the other. But they are adapting and evolving to what they usually are. And I love that about them. Around the same time as the rally, we'll talk about more about the trash thing comment in a second. But I want to give credit to credit's due. When one comedian says one joke and it's bad, you can see it from a mile away. When another comedian makes a joke and it's bad, people tend to not say anything. Case in point, let's see George Lopez say something.
He also said that he was going to get Mexico to pay for the wall. I wish you would have asked me. We can't even really split a check at a restaurant, but you know, it sounded nice at the time. I have known Kamala Harris.
Now,
okay, that one it kind of slipped by me, but I guess it wasn't received well.
that's not the point I was going to say. The other video that came out, which was on that same rally, is when he was talking about the wall. He's like, don't leave the tools there because at nighttime they'll come and steal it. That part I can't find, but I found that video this morning. Now it disappeared in the world. It got Mandela affected. Lisa Marie, if you can find it, tell the people in the Misfit Nation that there's a video about that because I want proof. Okay, there we go. Now, what are your thoughts on that? What he said there?
I mean, I don't know. It was trying to make sense of it because these political ads get so confusing and I don't know. It's you never know who's on whose side and who's bashing who. I don't know. It was just a dumb joke. Whatever. I don't care.
Now,
I can't speak for anybody who would be offended by it. So.
Mm-hmm. By the way, your audio is a bit static. Thank you for noticing that, Onyx Play.
Thanks,
I think
Onyx.
it's like a fan, something next to you.
Mm.
Oh, there we go. Stopped. Oh, wait, sort of. It's a little windy. It's fine. Now, because of these actions, still a little static, but it's fine. Because of these actions that's happened from Tony Hinchcliffe, he came out with a statement, which I'm going to show right now. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I have it right here, which is I can't show it in a video, but I can show it in background. I'm going to take myself and Cardella out of this so you guys can see it. This was a statement from Tony Hinchcliffe after the fact. And we're back. I just want to show you that he's saying everyone. The top part was the tweet that he came out on Twitter, and I couldn't get it exactly, but that's what he said. I'm going to put it out there. Kamala Harris said their thing and whatever. I'm not really rocking Kamala Harris because, once again, I have video on my channel that shows that she came over here not knowing that a Spanish song was making fun of her, and she's all clapping like, That
was just bad.
Now,
I have a question.
Of course. And this is for the audience as well. Go on, Cardella.
Well, no, my question is, I can't see the full tweet where it's talking about every Puerto Rican in Philadelphia and Reading. So it's talking about Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania specifically in that tweet.
Yes.
So yeah, I can't really read the rest of that, but
I can tell you why. I can tell you the question why. The reason that they're talking about Pennsylvania, and thank you for that segue. I love you so much. I'm going to marry you soon. Is because of this.
Why are Republicans so nervous about the comments made at this Trump rally at Madison Square Garden? Well, it's because they targeted the very people in one of the very places that they need the most. I'm talking about the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Remember, Pennsylvania is a place Joe Biden won by just 81,000 votes in 2020. Donald Trump won by just 44,000 votes in 2016. It's close. A joke about Puerto Ricans, okay? In Pennsylvania, there are around 600,000 Latino voters. In Pennsylvania, there are around 300,000 Puerto Rican voters. One thing you will notice about both of these numbers, they are way higher than 81,000. That was the margin in Pennsylvania last time. Pennsylvania has the third highest Puerto Rican population in the country. And it's not just the number, it's where they are in the state. I can put this filter on and I can show you where this population is centered. And I'm going to circle the counties here. The darker the shade you see on this map, the greater the Hispanic population. These three counties here, these two counties here, you'll notice that these counties, 3 went for Joe Biden, 2 went for Donald Trump. They're some of the swingiest in this swing Commonwealth. I'll focus on just a few of them right here. You can see everyone knows Joe Biden's from Scranton, Lackawanna County. Biden won Lackawanna County, but barely. He had 53%. Nearby Wilkes-Barre is a county that Donald Trump won, but not by that much. The real story told down here, you look at Berks County, again, very close, almost 50-50. And in nearby Lehigh County, which is where Allentown is, people know the Billy Joel song, Allentown has often been seen as a key swing county in the entire country. Where Lehigh County goes, so goes America to an extent. Joe Biden got 53% here, increasing his margin that Hillary Clinton got in 2016. Lehigh County presses on 50% Hispanic population, large Puerto Rican population, so you can bet that the comments made at that rally are landing right here, one of the most crucial counties in the country. Why are Republicans?
Shout out to Allentown.
Well, I was gonna say shout out to Reading because I was born there.
Conshohocken ready.
No Conshohocken. Okay, no. See, respond to your comment, Lisa. I hear what he, that was his response to the comedian, is that I insulted everyone, and I get that, but like, yeah, it was the gravity of what he said. Like, obviously, it pissed a lot of people off, and it was just a fucked up insult to make. Like, you don't say that about an island, and I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. That's the whole debate about comedians. Like, people talk about Chris Rock and other people that make like offensive jokes, and it's like, do they need to make offensive jokes to be funny, or can they just be funny without insulting people? But also, yes, he might have been insulting everyone, but like, if you're out at a party or some shit and then some guy comes up and like spits in front of all your feet, you're still gonna be mad that like they did that. So I don't know. That's my response.
Thank you for that, Carmelo.
Thanks for stopping by, Red Wolf.
No, I appreciate that. Shout out, Red Wolf. I'm playing the Division 2. I'm going hard. This is nuts. I have no idea how the new system is. It's crazy. Anyway, let's continue on to the repercussions of what's happening because of that. Now, this is gonna piss me off. I want to give a shout out to One That's Nada, but I want to give the shout out to him up to 80%. That's it. 80% of what is a shout out to him. The other 20%, I'm like, no. You're still a little windy, baby. I got you. What bothers me now is that people on TikTok, because of that statement, are going one of two ways. Either they get very, very mad and leave comments and videos crapping on Tony Hinchcliffe and just saying, oh, you're a piece of crap and all these other things. And I am, well, I was born in the early 80s, so yeah, I don't know what gen I am. I'm just the gen of the 90s, I guess. But what bothers me now, and by the way, there's repercussions that's happening now. For example, Bud Puerto Rico, shout out to Bud Puerto Rico, made a kind of like a weird address thing to send to Tony Hinchcliffe, and it's this.
Pueblo fuerte despertar, oye bien.
You can get that at Boricua line in the middle shop.com. For $2, you can send an actual box of trash to Tony Hinchcliffe's house, which is a public record. So, and there's already been about 500 to 1,000 boxes sold. Imagine that. But let's continue on. What I was talking about is that on TikTokers, which is TikToks are really stupid. I mean, the example of racial divide is Dr. No Job. This particular person made a video on TikTok kind of showing the island of garbage, which is Puerto Rico. But thanks to What That's Nada, he kind of debunked it right on the spot. So let's watch it together. Up to 80%. That's it, baby, okay? Here we go.
It's messy and it's more than just trash. Puerto Rico is drowning in garbage. Overflowing landfills are a daily sight, and it's not just an eyesore. It's a health hazard. The current administration poured billions of dollars into fixing this crisis.
That stutter shock footage is from the Carpathians of Ukraine, filmed by this photographer, not Puerto Rico.
Corruption runs deep, leading to multiple...
We don't drive trucks like these in Puerto Rico. And if you look at this box right here in that same image, it's not Spanish. That language is Khmer, spoken in Cambodia, Thailand, and Vietnam. Further proof that this video wasn't in Puerto Rico either.
Arrests. Local officials who were supposed to manage relief funds were caught red-handed.
PNP.
Imagine the impact on ordinary citizens.
This is also stutter shock footage filmed by this photographer. This is actually from the town called Nyangong in the country of Myanmar, not Puerto Rico.
Communities are left to deal with the toxic fallout.
This is a package directly from China. Due to the Jones Act with Puerto Rico, we're not allowed to receive goods directly from other countries. Anything that gets shipped to Puerto Rico has to get shipped to the United States first, then has to get repackaged, reboxed with the American approval, then shipped to Puerto Rico. So this wasn't in Puerto Rico either.
It's time for accountability and real change.
That's the flag of Nigeria. The guy who made this video wanted to let it be known he's from Florida. His profile picture is nothing but USA military jet, and his content is consistent of AI-generated videos prying on conspiracy theories. I can guarantee you he's not Puerto Rican at all, and he just wanted attention. And guess what?
And guess what? I'm gonna stop it right there because he was going to expose where he lives and everything else. I don't do that. I don't condone exposing people's lives.
Okay, it's respectable. You just stop there. We don't need to dox a person.
Say that again, baby.
That's respectful of you to stop there. We don't need to dox.
My girlfriend taught me that. The old me would be like, I want to show everything. Not anymore. Now, to finish this, again, I want to talk about this more on Thursday, but more on an open forum on Thursday. YouTube's watching me, so I have to be very careful. Unless you check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/AlexRuquito. Check that top right. I say everything uncensored all the time. Coming soon. Guy kidnaps 3 kids in a Jeep here in Puerto Rico. Check that out. Anyway, what are your thoughts on what's going to happen to Tony at the end? And what do you think this will happen to us as a whole, Miss Cardala? And everyone down in the comments, too. Do you think Tony is going to get backlash to the point that he's blackballed from comedy? Do you think this is just a passing thought? Do you think that whenever he comes to Puerto Rico, which he probably never will, which means he's become Logan Paul, where Logan Paul can't even go to Japan anymore unless he gets unalived? So do you think Tony Hinchcliffe is going to come to Puerto Rico and think that nothing's going to happen? Nothing. By the way, even here in local news, a associate of Tony Hinchcliffe was going to have a show here in La Gala and Plaza Loiza. And by the time Tony Hinchcliffe finished that speech, hours later, that said person was canceled, and the show was like, look, good or bad, and they made a statement saying, look, we don't know what the hell Tony Hinchcliffe was going to be here or not, but his friend's here, we don't want that. Boom, that's it. So that got canceled right off the bat. Consequences of that, Bad Bunny, Jennifer Lopez, and Ricky Martin joined Kamala Harris's platform, which is kind of odd because Bad Bunny is an avid conservative Republican. He's openly said that. So is Ricky Martin, Jennifer Lopez as well. They're all avid Republicans. They're not Democrats. So now it's just a swing, and that's sad for him. He better never come to Puerto Rico. However, his career will be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. He just can never come to Puerto Rico. You can never come to Puerto Rico. This is the Bruiser Brody incident all over again, except you're not going to get stabbed. You might actually get stabbed in Puerto Rico, like Bruiser Brody. Like, you didn't have to say that. Those are 2 ad-libs that the representatives themselves came out later and said, we do not condone this because this is not passed by us. Those are ad-libs. And even if it wasn't ad-libs, that means they covered their asses because they knew that whatever you said, they could protect themselves and cover themselves. The real questions before I leave tonight is that it's been 2 days. Why hasn't former President Trump said anything about this? That's the real question that you can take this to the Misinformation Podcast. Go on, Cara.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, like, he probably doesn't give a shit. Like, I don't know. He probably thinks this doesn't affect him. I doubt he's like, oh, well, I don't know, unless he really, cared about bad money. But we'll never know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he just has two brain cells.
How distant?
I said it seems like he has 2 brain cells, so I don't think he's worried about this. Anyways, car out.
Okay, thank you, baby. I'm about to end this in less than 3 minutes because let me see. He can come and stay in La Concha, but he won't leave. Ooh, someone takes him to La Pella, drives him right on in. He'll never come out. Rest in peace, Terry Coutier. On that note, this was Coquito Underground, and this was a Rican Reactions exclusive with my beautiful girlfriend / future wife, Cardala. I want to give a shout out to Lisa Marie 5814. I want to give a shout out to Michael Rivera. Shout out to Onyx Blade. Shout out to Red Wolf, fellow agent of the division. I will be back to. Actually, no. There will be no live this week because tomorrow I will do a live talking about the 12 years of receipts of my town, Luquillo. Days before the elections, will my mayor win and kind of cheat everybody again for 4 years, or will the new guy win and probably cheat another guy for 4 years? We'll never know because in 2032, I won't cheat my town when I become the mayor. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Remember that I love you guys all, and you guys all are a part of me. No homo. Good night.
Yeah, still in this bitch with the same shit on from yesterday. Yeah, only niggas that know about this is niggas that grind. Know what I'm talking about?